The misconception that physical dominance is the ultimate key to a woman's loyalty is one of the biggest traps men fall into today. Many believe that if they just have more stamina, more mighty strength, or the ability to flip a woman in every possible direction, they have won the game. But here is the cold, hard truth. Strength is a commodity. In the market of men, there will always be someone younger, someone more athletic, or someone with more raw endurance than you. If your entire value proposition is built on being a champion of force, you are replaceable the moment your energy dips, or a more powerful competitor walks into the room. True mastery isn't about how hard you can go, it's about how well you know the person in front of you. Every woman is a unique lock and brute force is a hammer, not a key. You can bang on a door with a hammer all night long, and while you might make a lot of noise, you aren't actually getting inside. What makes a man truly stand out, what makes him unforgettable, is his ability to identify the specific technique that works for her. One woman might respond to intense, deep energy, while another finds her climax through soft, rhythmic gentleness. If you are using the same power approach for every person, you're ignoring the biological and psychological reality that pleasure is personal. When you fail to learn her specific language of intimacy, she starts to feel like just another body to you. And that is exactly when she begins to look elsewhere for someone who actually understands her frequency. To truly own a woman's heart and body, you have to move beyond the physical knacking and become a student of her responses. It is about the right penetration for the right person at the right time. When a man masters technique, he creates an experience that she cannot find anywhere else because it is tailored specifically to her cravings. This level of skill creates a psychological bond that stamina alone can never touch. You aren't just another guy with iron strength. You become the only man who knows how to unlock her inner sanctuary. Without this knowledge, you are just performing a routine, but with it, you become a leader who commands her loyalty because you've mastered the one thing a stronger man hasn't: the art of knowing her. 1. The in and out, the tease. The in and out method, or what many call the tease, is the ultimate equalizer in the bedroom because it removes the pressure of physical attributes. Whether you are well-endowed or modest, and whether you are a marathon runner or a one-minute man, this technique levels the playing field. The secret here isn't about how deep you go or how hard you push. It's about the tension you create at the very entrance. Instead of diving straight into the deep end, you focus all your energy on the honeypot's gateway. You use a slow rotating motion, gently rubbing your iron breaker against her most sensitive areas without fully committing. This creates a psychological hunger. By staying right on the edge, you force her nervous system to focus entirely on the sensation of your presence. It's a game of patience where you are the one in control, moving with a calmness that signals absolute confidence. This method is particularly powerful because it builds a bridge between the physical and the emotional. When you aren't focused on heavy friction or rapid movement, you have the freedom to look her directly in the eyes. That intense eye contact, combined with the gentle rhythmic rotation at the entrance, creates a deep sense of safety and intimacy. It's the go-to technique for women who might be more sensitive or those who are less experienced, as it removes the intimidation factor of force. You are essentially whispering to her body instead of shouting at it. By the time you actually decide to move further, she's already been driven to the point of begging for it. You've built so much anticipation that the simplest movement feels like a massive victory. It's about being the man who knows how to play the melody before he ever tries to hit the high note. 2. Inward emotional penetration. Inward emotional penetration is designed for the sensual lover, the man who understands that the strongest organ in a woman's body is her heart. This isn't a mechanical act, it is a spiritual transition. This method usually happens during the height of romance, flowing naturally from the whispering, the deep kissing, and the deliberate pace of foreplay. It is the art of melting into a rather than hitting a target. You aren't just performing a physical task, you are merging your energy with hers. This is why it's often the most effective consolation method. When there has been a disagreement or a misunderstanding, and you are in that vulnerable space of asking for forgiveness, this technique acts as the ultimate peace offering. It starts with a hug that lingers a little too long, and a kiss that carries the weight of your emotions, slowly transitioning into a physical connection that feels like a natural extension of your apology. When you use this method, you are operating in a state of being drunken in love. Every movement is slow, intentional, and fueled by a genuine desire to be close to her. It's called inward because you are penetrating her emotional barriers just as much as her physical ones. You'll find yourself becoming tipsy on the intimacy, lost in the rhythm of her breathing and the closeness of your bodies. There is no room for ego or performance here. There is only the connection. For many women, this is the most addictive form of intimacy because it makes them feel seen and cherished. You aren't just a man in the other room doing a job. You are her partner, her protector, and her lover all at once. By the time you land safely in the inner sanctuary, the emotional bond you've created is so strong that the physical pleasure becomes secondary to the feeling of being completely one with you. 3. The deep boundary backward style. When we talk about the backward style, commonly known as the bend over or the back end approach, we are stepping into the territory of the heavy hitters. This isn't about soft whispers or emotional bonding. This is the playground for men who possess the length, the strength, and the raw power to command the room. This method is built purely for high-octane entertainment and maximum physical thrill. If you find yourself in a situation where you want to keep things strictly physical, focusing on the sheer intensity of the act, without the heavy weight of emotional attachment, this is your go-to move. It is designed to bypass the distractions of eye contact and lovey-dovey energy, allowing you to focus entirely on the mechanics of deep access. By having your receiver bend down, you create a direct, unobstructed path to the inner sanctuary. This angle allows your iron breaker to reach the deepest parts of her, providing a sensation of fullness and depth that other methods simply cannot replicate. It's about the raw, primal energy of the moment, the sound, the rhythm, and the visual of total dominance. However, you have to be realistic about the tools you are bringing to the table for this particular game. Because of the way the body is positioned in the backward style, the distance your iron breaker needs to travel is increased. This is exactly why this method shines for men with significant size and reach. If you lack that extra length, you'll find that you're mostly playing on the outside, and you won't be able to hit those deep internal sweet spots that make this style so legendary. It's a method that demands talk and do performance, but don't let that discourage you if you aren't currently where you want to be. I know that many men struggle with their confidence because of issues with size, stamina, or erectile malfunction, where the iron just won't stay hot. That is exactly why I provide specialized medicinal solutions designed to help you increase your joystick's capability, suppress those malfunctions, and ensure you stay standard enough to enjoy the high-level mechanics of this style. You deserve to be the champion who can handle the back-end game with ease. 4. The hand play climax. If you want to be a master in the other room, you have to respect the numbers, and the statistics are crystal clear. Over 65% of women require manual stimulation to reach their ultimate climax. This is the hand play method, and it is perhaps the most overlooked skill in a man's arsenal. Too many men are in a rush to just CH their iron breaker inside and start banging away, thinking that friction alone is going to get the job done. But if you ignore the power of your hands, you are essentially leaving her unfinished. There are many women, including a close friend of mine from back in my school days, who prioritize hand play over everything else. For them, it doesn't matter if your iron is big or small. If you don't know how to use your fingers to create that specific rhythm and pull, you haven't even started the engine yet. You can bang for an hour, but without the right hand play, she's never going to pour. This method is about precision, finding her specific rhythm and staying consistent until she hits that peak. Mastering this method requires more than just movement. It requires a commitment to hygiene and safety protocols. You cannot expect to give a woman the climax of her life if you are bringing rough, dirty, or neglected tools to the sanctuary. This is where the crucial rule comes in. Your fingernails must be kept short, smooth, and perfectly clean. Long or jagged nails are a recipe for disaster, turning a moment of extreme pleasure into a painful injury in a split second. You are there to provide bliss, not a medical emergency. By maintaining a clean, well-groomed hand and focusing on the back-to-back pulling motion that so many women crave, you become a versatile lover. Whether you are using this as a standalone method or as a finishing move alongside your other techniques, the hand play method ensures that your woman walks away fully satisfied. It shows her that you aren't just there for your own entertainment, but that you are a technician who knows exactly how to handle her body with care and expertise.